Season 6 Overwatch 2 mid-season changes. KarQ video. Let's go see all the changes. KarQ's got the best ones.
Mid-season 6 patch brings us Hero Mastery, upcoming Overwatch 2 anniversary on September 19th, and of course, balance changes.
Yeah, hopeful.
With Orisa. Orisa's dominated the first few weeks of Season 6 with...
Yo, surely they have Doomfist nerfs, right? If they have Orisa nerfs. Surely, right, guys? Right, guys? Yeah, surely, right? Yeah.
all her recent buffs, so now they're nerfing her tankiness, which is a good thing. First, her fortified...
Orisa did need some nerfs because she was pretty much unkillable, so this is definitely a good balance change.
Cooldown now begins when the ability is activated instead of when it ends, which is actually a buff, but the overall cooldown is increased from 12 to 16.5 seconds. The overhealth bonus that she gains in Fortify is also being decreased from 125 to 100.
So if it lasts for like 4 seconds and they increased it, so pretty much it just shows that it's going on cooldown, but really there's no change to the Fortify cooldown. I'm pretty sure it lasts that long, so yeah, it just makes it so you have a longer number, but it still is going on. You can't cancel Fortify, or I don't think you'd ever want to, so that doesn't really change much. But the health, you definitely kind of notice it, but it's not like too terrible.
The dev comments explain the change a little better. The Fortify cooldown has been adjusted so that the effective uptime remains the same. However, Orisa is no longer incentivized to cancel the ability early to begin the cooldown immediately, which makes the interval between uses consistent and more susceptible to counterplay. Honestly, if you ask me, I don't know how many Orisas actually ended it that early that often. Sure, it's a tech to use when a team fight's over, but mid-fight, I don't really see any sort of reasonable change here. I still think she's a strong tank. These nerfs barely touch her.
Yeah, I will say that the only time I canceled it early is, you'd use it in the beginning of a fight, and if you want it fast, or you're doing like a 1v1 against somebody, then you'd use it for those like 3 seconds that you need, and then you'd cancel it so it goes on cooldown faster. It's the same thing with Ramatra Shift, that, you use it for like the 1v1, and then when it's done, you just cancel it right away so you can get it back faster. So since they changed Orisa's Shift to being the cooldown no matter what, I could see them maybe doing that to Ramatra too, which would be kind of like a nerf again. Even though they've already nerfed him a couple times, so I don't know if they're going to make it more consistent across the board. Then I could see them doing that to Ramatra, because that is like a tech that you use to do 1v1s and stuff.
For Junker Queen, the Jagged Blade's impact damage is increased from 50 damage to 65 damage, which is a nice small buff. The devs comment that this change rewards throwing accuracy with the Jagged Blade without directly affecting Junker Queen's self-healing. Alright, Zarya's getting some pretty big buffs in my opinion. The Projected Barrier, which is the one you use on a teammate.
Bro, this shit is so huge now. It's freaking massive.
The bubble health is being increased from 200 to 225. You need a little more damage to burst through it now. The actual size of the bubble is increased by 15%. And its cooldown is decreased from 10 to 8 seconds.
I mean, that's crazy overall buff, but like, dude, the 15%, it seems like it's way bigger than 15%, doesn't it? Like, dude, the 15%, you would think it'd be like maybe a minuscule little, like, tiny little change, bro. That shit is like the size of the moon.
Which is really insane for its uptime. The developer comments that Zarya often spends both barrier charges on herself, as it is usually more consistent for building energy. This change to
it's just 15%, but like when you look at the size
to the bubble,
like it looks way bigger than fucking 15%, like it looks absolutely ginormous.
Really insane for its uptime. The developer comments that Zarya often spends both barrier charges on herself, as it is usually more consistent for building energy. This change to Projected Barrier incentivizes using the barrier for her allies more often. While that may be true, in my opinion, this is going to make bubbling in the Reaper in the deep lines or bubbling the Bastion even stronger now, so I don't know if this is the right direction for her. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Ashe.
But I mean, if Zarya is in meta, that means Monkey can be meta, so I think that's pretty good. I'm okay with that, because Monkey's still decent, even though Zarya has good buffs and can bubble a lot. As long as you like take your free fights and then still engage off of like bad bubble usage, then I think you're still okay.
The Viper, which is her primary fire weapon,
Oh, this is ridiculous.
reload time is actually decreased from 0.25 to 0.2 seconds. Here it is side by side. It gives you a better representation of how it would actually feel in game. The devs comment that Ashe has the longest total reload time of all heroes to balance out the advantage of being able to shoot after a partial reload. However, we are shortening it slightly to make the full reload from empty less punishing. Bastion, a hot topic for Season 6. He's been really popular because
Bastion definitely needs some nerfs through. They overtuned the fuck out of this guy.
of all the buffs he received at the beginning of the season, so now a little bit of a nerf. The A36 tactical grenade, the impact damage is being reverted and decreased from 30 to 15, so it does 100 plus 15 instead of 100 plus 30 now. The configuration artillery, his ultimate, can no longer deal critical hits. If you didn't know, it could headshot and one-shot tanks if it landed perfectly on their head. The devs comment that the A36 tactical grenade is now more reliable after having its projectile size increased recently, so it doesn't need to be quite as damaging. The change to configuration artillery is actually a bug fix from what was intended for the ultimate, and we'll monitor to see how this impacts Bastion's performance.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest, like I said, I'm pretty sure most people didn't even know that Bastion's ult could crit.
I didn't even know his ult could crit either. Wait, how many people in chat, or how many did you guys know that you could crit with the tank? Bro, I didn't know that.
See this changing his playstyle too much, simply because most people never even got crit because it's a very small hitbox.
I mean, because like you would always try and get it right on them, right? Because you don't want them to move, but I still had no idea that it even did crit.
To land that artillery perfect on a tank's head, and people tend to move around when they see the paper come down. So I still think Bastion's going to be really good, especially when paired with the new Zarya projected bubble. May receiving some buffs. The endothermic blaster,
why buff May? Why buff May, man?
Per weapon. The DPS is being increased from 65 to 70 per second. The duration before the slowing effect falls off between your primary fire hits is increased from 0.5 to 0.6 seconds. So that means they're going to be slowed a little bit longer. It's another buff. Deep Chill, which is actually the name of the effect after you mark them with enough primary fire slows, that little blue glow, the bonus damage can now also be triggered with May's quick melee, so you don't need to necessarily follow up with a projectile to trigger it. Quick melee will do the job. Dev comments that May is still underperforming after her last set of changes, so we are increasing the effectiveness of primary fire and improving the quality of life to Deep Chill.
Nobody wants May changes. Nope. Nobody wants May changes, guys. Who asked for this shit?
It's been a hot topic because I actually think...
Who the fuck asked for May changes? Nobody. All my homies hate May, dude. As a tank, nah, bro. Yo, get her out of here.
They are a little bit overtuned right now, so they're actually touching the support passive first in this mid-season patch, where the duration or the time between when the support passive activates after not taking damage is being increased from 1.5.
I think this is a good change. 1.5 to 2 seconds. I think you supports did survive a little too much, and it was too easy for them to get out of the fight and then start the regen. So I think this is a step in the right direction.
To 2 seconds. The devs comment that support heroes have received individual improvements to their survivability and are quite strong overall, so we're reducing the impact of the role-wide passive. Alright, Baptiste, who is probably the strongest support right now in this current Orisa meta. His regen burst, the instant healing, is being decreased from 50 to 40, and the heal over time is being decreased from 50 over 5 seconds to 40 over 4 seconds. Something to keep in mind is that, remember, his regen burst passive heals double the instant flat amount when an ally is less than half HP, so instead of healing 100 previously, it now heals 80. Alright, the devs comment that regenerative burst's overall healing output has been too effective after gaining the bonus instant health for low health allies, so we are reducing its total healing slightly. Finally, for Kiriko, the last change for this midseason patch.
I think it's fine. I think Bap was one of the strongest because he does so much damage and heals, and especially with like Orisa, Ramatra, and like all those like brawly tanks, like you just kept him up so much when they already had so much sustain already. So I think that's a solid change. I still think Alari needs a little damage nerf, but I mean, I guess we'll have to wait. Hopefully the Doomfist gets some nerfs too.
The Protection Suzu now passes through enemy heroes. Devs comment that Protection Suzu no longer knocks back enemy heroes, so the projectile doesn't need to impact them either. This quality of life change prevents accidental activations when thrown into groups with both enemies and allies. That is it for this mid-season balance patch.
I guess that's pretty good because yeah, if they took away the boop, there's no reason to throw it on an enemy because you never want to hit it. So that just helps you heal your teammates from like a far distance. So it makes sense that they did that change. So I think that's a pretty good KarQ buff there.
Here's a list of the general bug fixes. I'm not going to go over each one of them. Here's the bug fixes for the maps. And then here are the hero bug fixes, with the most notable one being Bastion, where they fixed an error that resulted in the vertical knockback of Bastion's tactical grenade being reduced. This one might have in-game implications because that means he can actually rocket jump higher than he previously could. Another notable one was there was a bug that made it difficult to swift step for KarQ into allies in rooms with low ceilings. Glad that's fixed.
Bro, but have they fixed where you can't TP to like teammates that are crouched or like doing all that stuff? Dude, the TP bugs are so annoying when you're playing KarQ. So annoying. They've been in there since release. Like they'd be spamming the shift to freaking teleport to somebody, and it just goes on cooldown, and you're just sitting there like, "Hey man, yo dude, I got you, man." Or you throw the Suzu at the ground because you expect the TP to go through. Wild.
And the Lifeweaver bug, where friendly EMPs on your Sombras could actually destroy your friendly pedal platform, so good fixes there. Now the biggest addition in mid-season was the Mode Hero Mastery. So when you log into the game now, you'll see there's a challenge for 18 days, and if you click the heroes you can play, you can do the Rhine, the Tracer, and the Mercy challenges. So we're going to try Tracers, and there are 3 courses: Recruit, which is easy, Agent, which is medium, and Veteran, which is hard, and you need stars in the previous course to unlock. Here's more information. It's a solo challenge where you collect coins, kill training bots, or heal them if you're playing Mercy, escort stuff, all that fun stuff. It's a fun solo experience when you're tired of your ranked teammates. So I'm playing the Recruit difficulty course on Tracer.
Always tired of my ranked
teammates. Every time I kill a bot, you get a score in the middle. In order to make it to the next area, I need to kill 8 bots. So that's what I'm going to do. You don't have to kill everything, and you don't have to collect every single coin. There's going to be certain speed run tactics and strategies once people optimize a little bit. So I killed just enough bots to open the door here. There's a training bot with the shield here, so I'm going to have to get a pulse bomb to kill those. Here's an ultimate container. I have my pulse bomb, so I can go back and pulse them. I'm going to skip over the footage just a little bit. You can see I only need 1 more bot to kill for this area. It's all done, objective complete, and now I can rush to the finish line, but I still have some time left.
Bro, the bots standing still, looking like my teammates in ranked, man. This is what all my teammates see, and that's what they do in my games, man. They just be standing still, getting freaking wrecked
before the 3x point multiplier time expires. So I can sit here and just farm, find more coins, kill more bots, blow up these to kill multiple bots. Again, once people optimize a strategy, I think speedrunners are going to really enjoy this aspect of Overwatch.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to skip over and get to the finish line to show you what it looks like right at the end. Here's the victory screen.
Wow,
now, I did this run really fast in 1 minute and 19 seconds. I missed so many potential kills, mastery emblems. The finish line, I got the 3x bonus, but you can see I only got 3.5 stars, which isn't great, but it's enough to unlock the next difficulty. So I'm going to grind some high scores for Recruit, Agent, and Veteran. Let me know in the comments which hero you played and what your score was so we can compare scores. Anyways, that's it. Bye-bye.
Nice. Well, I think that is some solid Overwatch changes. Hero Mastery, I mean, it was fun for a little bit. I thought it was going to be more of like tech. Like, Hero Mastery like teaches you tech for the characters rather than just speeding through killing bots. I thought it'd be like, hey, you have to crouch, fire strike. You have to, do cancel pin to fly up farther, get like farther distance, stuff like that for hero masteries, rather than just like a obstacle course that you just kill all the mobs from when they're standing still. So I think it's still a fun side thing to do, but that's what I thought it was gonna be more of like teaching players how to play and know like some techs for the heroes. So it's kind of sad, but yeah, I don't think it really like helps you learn the character that much, because you're just, you know, it's kind of like a dummy training range. But yeah, all right, overall good changes. Doomfist still needs nerfs. Zarya needs a little bit of DPS nerf, but other than that, yeah, very solid, very solid, very solid. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Yep, do all that. Smiley face, easy clap.